What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back not on NBA 2K21 but instead we're going to be back on this tier ranking chart, and today we're going to be ranking the best playmaking badges in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Now yesterday I went over the best shooting badges, the day before that I went over the best finishing, and tomorrow I will be going over the best defense, but today is going to be the best playmaking badges, and this is going to be for every single position, every single build, so no matter what build you have, what position you play, this will help you out in deciding which playmaking badges you want to put on for your build. But before we get into that, I just want to mention really quickly, if y'all have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. Only about 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subbed to my channel, so if you click that subscribe button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. And also I stream on Twitch. My Twitch link will be down in the description below. Make sure you go follow me over there if you enjoy watching live streams. I really appreciate all the support over there as well. But with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so I'm going to go over these pretty quickly. I'll take a brief second to explain why I'm putting each badge where I'm putting it, but I'm going to go pretty quickly so that this video is not too long. So let's get right into it here. First off, we have Unpluggable. I'm going to put Unpluggable into the A category. This is a very good badge, not quite in the S category, but it is good. Obviously, it helps you get the ball stolen from you less. One thing that I will say about Unpluggable is it will not help you prevent bump steals. So if somebody bumps into you and they end up getting a steal off of that, Unpluggable will not help you with that. So if you find that you're getting the ball stolen from you a lot by people doing that, just know that Unpluggable won't help you. It will help you though when they reach for the ball. It will make it a lot less likely that they're going to get steals on you. So Unpluggable, very good badge. If you're a primary ball handler, you're definitely going to want to have this. Next up right here we have tight handles. I'm going to put tight handles into the D category. It could also go into the C category. It really is kind of a mid badge. It doesn't really help too much, but if you have a lot of playmaking badges, I recommend just putting it onto bronze. Especially if you're a primary ball handler, it'll definitely help you out just on bronze as long as you have enough playmaking badges to get it. Then next up right here we have stop and go. I'm going to put stop and go into the F category, and I know some people will disagree, but this is a pretty bad badge. It doesn't really do anything good. Quick first step is basically a million times better than stop and go, and it's really just pretty much useless. That's the main reason why a lot of top tier players don't use it. A lot of people who play competitive don't use it. It really just is not a good badge. I know it sounds good, but on paper it really doesn't do what it says it does or what a lot of people think it does. So stop and go goes in the F tier. I really don't recommend it for anybody. It just messes up animations. It does everything bad. Just don't get that. Next up right here we have Space Creator. I'm going to put Space Creator into the C category. This is a decent badge, slightly better than tight handles, but it's not amazing. It's not super necessary if you're a primary ball handler, and if you're not a primary ball handler you really don't need it. But if you're playing point guard or whatever, it is a badge that you can definitely consider investing into, but it's not a super important badge. It's not an S or an A category badge. It really is sort of a mid-tier badge. So that's Space Creator right there. Next up we have Quick First Step, and Quick First Step is a definite S tier badge. I recommend this for every single build, whether you're a primary ball handler, an off-ball player, even a big man. Quick First Step is a super good badge, and you're definitely going to want to invest into it as high as you can get it as soon as possible. And next up right here we have Special Delivery. I'm going to put Special Delivery into the B category. This is a really good badge actually if you use it a lot, but it's kind of impractical to be able to use this badge a lot in game. So some people put it on and they get absolutely no value out of it, and some people can put it on and get a ton of value out of it. It really just depends on if you're going to take the time out of your game to focus on making flashy passes, since if you don't make flashy passes it does nothing, and if you do make flashy passes it can be a super valuable badge. So that's Special Delivery, B category badge, but it could be higher if you know how to use it. It could be lower if you don't know how to use it. So yeah, next up right here we have Needle Threader, and I'm going to put Needle Threader into the B category as well. This is a pretty good badge for any build that has enough badges to be able to get it. I definitely recommend it. Obviously it helps your passes get through passing lanes that might be congested easier and prevents people from getting passing lane steals on you. So it is a good badge if you're a point guard who drops a lot of dimes. You're definitely going to want it so that your passes aren't getting stolen as much, but otherwise you can probably ignore it. It's not a super important badge. It really is more of a luxury badge that does help out, but it's not essential. So that's Needle Threader right there. Next up we have Handles for Days. Handles for Days, definitely going to go into the S tier right here. Super good badge. Definitely one of the best playmaking badges, probably one of the best badges in the entire game. And if you're a point guard, if you're a primary ball handler, if you're somebody who dribbles a lot, you 100% need Handles for Days. Put it on. One of the first badges you should have on, maybe even the first one. Super good playmaking badge right there in Handles for Days. Next up right here we have Floor General. I'm going to put Floor General into the C category. This is a really good badge if you're playing in the rec or the pro-am and you have one person on your team who has it, but that's really all you need. If you're playing in the park, it's really probably more of a D category badge, but in the pro-am or the rec, it's pretty much an A category badge, but you only need one person who has it on, since it does give a attribute boost to players on the court who you're playing with. So if you're playing in the rec, it's going to boost up your 4 teammates, whereas if you're playing in the park, it's only going to boost up your 1 or 2 teammates, whether you're playing 2s or 3s. And it does not boost your own attributes, and also it only boosts your offensive attributes or your teammates' offensive attributes, not their defensive attributes. So keep that in mind. Floor General, pretty mid-tier badge. Next up right here, we have one of the most underrated badges in the whole game, and that's going to be Downhill. I'm going to put Downhill into the B category, and hear me out on this. This is actually a really good badge for any big man build who gets a rebound, and if you have decent speed and you have Downhill on Hall of Fame, you can outrun guards down the court. You're going to be super fast. It is a super valuable badge to get a rebound, get going in transition. If you're a big man who can ball handle, which a lot of big men can, then Downhill is going to be a super important badge for you, and I definitely recommend putting it on as high as possible as soon as you can get it. Very good badge for any big man. For guards, it's not as important because you're not going to be getting rebounds, running in transition as much, but if you have like 25 plus, you could maybe consider it. 25 plus playmaking badges, I mean, you could maybe consider it. But next up right here, we have Dimer. I'm going to put Dimer into the A category. This is another really good badge for any point guards. Obviously, it helps your teammates make shots more consistently if you pass to them when you have the Dimer badge on. So it's a super good badge, and there's not too much to say about it. You're definitely going to want it if you're a primary guard, a point guard, anything like that. You're definitely going to want to have Dimer. And next up right here, we have Bullet Passer. Bullet Passer also gets into the A category right here. This is a super good badge. Obviously, it speeds up the velocity of your passes, so you can make them quicker. If you're passing to a teammate and he has a little bit of open space, he's going to be able to shoot a lot faster because he's going to get the ball a lot faster, and the defenders will have a lot less time to close out. Hopefully that makes sense. But Bullet Passer, super good badge. I definitely recommend it for anybody who can get it, who has high enough pass accuracy and has at least like 8 to 10 playmaking badges. You should definitely consider investing into Bullet Passer. Maybe if you don't need any of these other badges, Bullet Passer should be the first playmaking badge that you invest into. Even if you're not really needing quick first step or handles for days or anything like that, then Bullet Passer will be an even better badge for you. So yeah, that's Bullet Passer, super good badge. Next up right here, we have Break Starter. I'm going to put Break Starter into the E category. You really don't need Break Starter unless you have really low pass accuracy and you're throwing a lot of bombs out of bounds. But if you have really low pass accuracy, you're not going to be able to get this badge anyways. So if your pass accuracy is high enough to get this badge, then you're not going to need it because your passes are going to be consistent anyways. So that's why it goes in the E category. It's not completely useless because it has a spot on some rec / pro-am players badge setups, but it's pretty much completely useless. I don't recommend Break Starter for anybody. And next up right here, we have Bailout. I'm going to put Bailout into the D category, and a lot of people are going to probably disagree with me, but honestly, you just don't need it unless you're bailing out of shots like a lot. Then you should definitely consider putting on Bailout. But if you're not bailing out of shots a ton, then you really won't have to worry about Bailout. It's not a super essential badge. It really is just a badge for people who bail out of shots a lot. So you'll know if you need it, you'll know if you don't need it, but I think most people probably don't need it, especially if you have high enough pass accuracy. You can bail out of shots even without the badge. So that's Bailout. Next up right here, we have Ankle Breaker. I'm going to put Ankle Breaker into the C category. Obviously, it helps you get ankle breakers. It could even go higher, honestly, but I feel like a lot of people will just put this badge on and go for ankle breakers all game and end up losing the game because they're just over dribbling and doing stupid stuff. But if you know how to use this badge, if you're actually good at dribbling, then it could definitely be like an A category badge. But for most people who are kind of average, below average skill level at the game, or even slightly above average, ankle breaker is kind of a mid-tier badge for you. You can put it on and you can try to go for ankle breakers sometimes. Obviously, you'll get them sometimes. It's really more of a flashy badge than a practical badge. Even though if you do get an ankle breaker, it's basically guaranteed that you're going to score, but it's not really a badge that's super important, even though it is decent. So that's ankle breaker right there. And next up right here, this is going to be the last badge, and I actually couldn't find an image for this badge, so I'm just going to use another image, and this is going to be Relay Passer. And I'll put Relay Passer into the D category. The reason I'm putting it down here is because it just doesn't have as much usage as a badge like Dimer. Obviously, what Relay Passer does is if you pass to somebody and then they pass to somebody else, it's going to give a boost. So Dimer is really a better version of Relay Passer, and I don't recommend this for anybody unless you're playing in like the rec or the pro-am and you're the point guard and your team is just buzzing the ball around like the San Antonio Spurs. You just have really good ball movement. Then it could be a good badge for you, but otherwise, honestly, you're probably not going to need it. There's so many better playmaking badges that you can invest into over Relay Passer. So that's why I'm putting it in the D category right here. And that's actually the final badge. So this is going to be the final tier list for the best playmaking badges in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with this list, disagree with this list, what you would change, what you wouldn't change, what you would move up, what you would move down, all of that. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, only 2% of people who watch my videos are actually subbed to my channel. So if you click that subscribe button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. Helps it a lot. And also I stream on Twitch. My Twitch link will be down in the description below. If you enjoy watching live streams, make sure you go follow me over there as well. I really appreciate that also. And yeah, defense badges coming out tomorrow. And that's it. All right. Peace.